Okay, so this is information about supplements. Yesterday we talked a little bit about food. Lots of shifting happens, and the fastest way to get more nutrition is with supplements, but they have to be good quality. Some are mediocre. I've never found any that didn't work at all, but some are definitely better than others. So we're going to talk about the various supplements and how to put together an effective supplement program. We're just going to start that, how to put it together. And then tomorrow, we spend some time on how do you put the whole thing together? You know, the food, the supplements, the exercise, how does all that work? So these are your basic supplements. When you're trying to feel better, let's say you're not even interested or don't think you can heal, you still want to feel better. So amino acids, major minerals, vitamins, collagen, colostrum, homeopathics, herbs, essential oils, and flower essences. Those are your pieces that, you can mix and match, use this, if one of the things you're dealing with, let's say it's depression, you might want to immediately boost amino acids and flower essences, and enzymes. I probably should have enzymes in here, because enzymes really help with, hang on a second, there we go. So there's a whole bunch of impact that each one of these has. And I want you to get some idea of what should you use in order to have the impact you're after. The goal, hands down, is going to be to restore the basic programs and systems in the body-mind system. If you can restore the core basics, then it's so much easier to address whatever the specific problem is, whether that's cancer or diabetes or overweight or neuropathy or whatever it is. First, you restore the basics, and then if whatever hasn't disappeared, then you can work on that. So let's talk about amino acids. Hands down across the board. If you can't afford to take anything else, at least take amino acids. They are the building blocks for everything. As you look around the world, each culture has had to figure out, usually through trial and error, what basic pieces of diet provide the population with all of the amino acids, including the 9 essentials that the body doesn't produce and that you have to take in. And so you see these big divisions. In the East, it's fish and rice. In the Southern Hemisphere, in Central America and in South America, there's a lot of beans and rice. In the North America, it's a lot of meat, milk, eggs, kinds of things. You have to have those in order to get the full set of aminos. Any culture that doesn't supply that, they die out. They just don't make it. In Africa, it's milk and blood, some meat, but a lot, they used to, poke a hole in a cow and let the blood, they collected the blood and drank it. It's anyway, doesn't appeal to my sense of aesthetics. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Aminos are necessary to build the protein chains. Those protein chains, they're peptides. Polypeptides means there's a lot of pieces. It's more than 15 elements in that peptide. So if there's something missing, the protein chain is going to be distorted. It's going to be twisted in some way, or it's just not going to form correctly. And then something doesn't work. for the reason I just said a minute ago, because energy moving through and around that protein chain is going to be pushed off in some weirdo direction because of the construction of the protein. So there are 29 amino acids that we've identified so far. They take care of everything from keeping you calm, allowing you to sleep, to repairing the body and providing great energy. Okay, so there's a few other things. All the minerals work together and they trigger one another. They produce needed chemical transactions in the body. And a few of these absolutely necessary. Boron. You can't lay down new bone or build teeth or keep teeth in good shape without boron. You need manganese. It helps maintain and restore connective tissue. It regulates blood sugar, metabolism of fats and carbs. You need both fats and carbs. Copper maintains connective tissue in blood and vessels. Selenium, selenium, your DNA needs selenium. And protection against cancers, and it's also important for the swallow effect. And molybdenum creates proteins and DNA, allows DNA to replicate. So these are just the basics. So vitamins that we need are oil-soluble A, D, E, and K. You can't use. You can put all the vitamin A, vitamin D, E, and K in you, but if you don't have enough fat to carry it, it doesn't work. It just goes out the back door. And that's why so many people say, oh, vitamins, they don't work. Don't waste your money on those. Yeah, they do work. They work if you know how to use them and what their cofactors are. And for A, D, E, and K, it's fat. Water-soluble vitamins are B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, and C. So thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, B6 is involved in more transactions in the body than any other nutrient. Pyridoxine, absolutely critical. B12, you can't absorb nutrition without B12 because it's a factor in making intrinsic factor in the gut. And then C, of course, C is right behind B6. It's like, oh my gosh, needed for everything. So necessary cofactors are, and we're just skimming the surface here, but these are critical. Coenzyme Q10, that's for your heart. Choline and folate, that's for the development and the continued rebuilding of the spine and the central nervous system. Without choline and folate, a woman who gets pregnant is likely to have a baby with spinal bifida. The spine, the body never closes over the spine without choline and folate. Boron, taurine, and DHEA with calcium and magnesium keep the osteoporosis away. So boron, taurine, DHEA. DHEA stands for dehydroepiandrosterone, but DHEA is sufficient. Evening primrose oil is the best of the oils for use with these vitamins, but other oils will also work. Coconut oil, olive oil, flaxseed oil. There's been some controversy around flaxseed oil. And I saw an article, Dr. Mercola said, quit using flaxseed oil, don't take it, use it to paint with. And I'm like, oh no, why did you say that? It has quite a bit of omega-3 in it. However, hemp seed oil has a balanced set of 3 omega-3, 6, and 9. And what he's very concerned about is omega-6. So anyway, you also need, like I said, manganese, copper, and selenium, and molybdenum to work with those vitamins, both the oil-soluble and the water-soluble. Very, very important.